Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're trying to feel better doing some makeup, and I am also testing out a new focus of my camera. Not a new, just a different way to focus. A few of you told me in the comments that the camera focusing constantly when I move was very annoying, but I don't know how else to do. I'm the only person here, so I cannot actually sit and then have someone focus the camera on me. So I'm trying something. I hope it's in focus. If it's not, you'll probably never see this video. Anyways, we're doing a get ready with me because I don't feel fantastic, and I thought makeup might make me feel a little bit better. I'm starting by using the Cover FX blurring primer. This is in my project pan, so actually it's a good thing that I can use it now a little bit. And yeah, it's nothing really serious, but it's the first day of my period, TMI, and everything hurts, and I feel very, very sluggish. Luckily, it's a Sunday, so it's not like I actually have to do much. Yesterday, we worked in the garden and prepared the, flower beds for herbs to put in our garden. So yeah, we worked yesterday. Today is a good day to rest. I'm applying some lip balm. This is Petro What by Deciem in the coconut scent. Some people don't like this. I don't mind it. I've had it for a while, and the important thing is to keep it up with the tube so that the liquid goes to the bottom and you actually get lip balm. So that's not too bad. For my brows, I'm gonna do my usual soap brow. I was about to spray my spoolie, just spraying my soap and putting a little bit on my brows. This is difficult to talk while doing my makeup. I'm so sorry. I did quite a lot of fun stuff. For a while, the weekends were quite boring, but recently I had a lot of nice things to do. I think last weekend was one of the best weekends I've had in a while. On a Friday night, we had a couple of friends over with their toddler. I cannot call her a baby anymore because she's not. And we had nice food and just enjoyed catching up with each other. And then on Saturday, I actually went to visit my brother in Rotterdam. I'm going in with foundation. It's my Double Wear Light by Estee Lauder. And as I was saying, I went to visit my brother in Rotterdam because I just felt like it. And he lives closer to the beach. So in summer, it's nicer to be closer to the beach, I find at least. So we decided to pick him up in the city, have some sushi for lunch, and then went to the beach. You might have seen photos on Instagram and stories. This is old news if you were following me on Instagram stories. But it was really nice. And then in the evening, we went to Delft, which is a small city next to Rotterdam. It's where I studied 1 year during my Erasmus for my master. And there we went for dinner with a friend of mine who I met during that Erasmus year. And we still hang out. We try at least once a year, but lately we've actually been managing doing a few times a year, I think. And it's really nice to just catch up with someone who knows me now 10 years. And it's rare being an expat and having someone who knows you so long. And we've grown up so much since. I mean, some of the memories we have together are ridiculous. We would not do these things anymore, but it was quite fun. It was a good time. I'm full of small little pimples, again, hormonal, unfortunately. And I'm doing my usual concealer pattern because I'm using both of these in my project pan, the Nabla and the Maybelline Age Rewind. So I just use the Age Rewind in the inner corner and add the Nabla to darken it up a little bit because, as you can see, it's really, really light. There's a bug on my window, like attached to the window on the outside. Weird. As long as they're on the outside, I don't care much. Yeah, and then going back to last weekend, on Sunday, then my best friend came with her husband and 2 kids to just hang out in the afternoon in the garden. I baked a cake and we just played with her toddler and with water, and it was just so much fun. I love seeing how they're growing up. The toddler is now almost 2.5, I think. yeah, 2.5. And she's just so bossy and so, you know, with her own mind. I love it. She's very much like her mom, who I love so much. So it's great. I'm using my Neve Cosmetics powder to set the central part of my face and my under eye. This is going to be a full beat for nothing because I'm not leaving the house today, but I thought it would be nice to catch up, and a very good friend and subscriber asked me if she asked me if I could do a get ready with me with a specific palette. So today we're going to play with the colored Raine Safari palette. So I thought, why not? Maybe I'll feel better about myself. Maybe I will forget that I'm in pain and just also film something nice for you guys. I'm gonna start my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. And this is definitely a primer for Instagram because it is so pigmented. Look at that. And it's quite, I don't know, it's a bit thick, it's very light, it's not something that I would wear on a daily basis. Look at that. And yeah, I don't know. I have bought it because, and this is a mini size also, I bought it because I heard great things about it, but I'm not really, I don't know, loving it for an everyday basis. I mean, you have to actually pay attention where you apply it, and you have to apply a very small amount because otherwise you'll have white everywhere, just like I have now. On this side I'll have to blend it out with my sponge again. But for more creative makeup and more colorful makeup, it is definitely great and helps with having the colors show up nicer. So that is definitely nice. I just don't know that it would be my favorite. Also, you have to hold it upwards because I had it downwards and open it one day and it just flows out. So I had to actually try to get stuff back in. Not my favorite thing. I am going with this to do one of my favorite looks using this shade here, which is called Amazon Basin. And I'm just gonna start with Congo Basin, the green, and a MAC 217 brush. Not gonna make it too complicated, but another thing about this primer, as you can see, is your pigments will really stick to it, but then they are actually quite blendable. So you first apply the color where you want it and then you blend it out, and it works quite well for that point of view. I had a few times where the eyeshadows had creased on my eyelids after using this primer. So yeah, I don't know, I'm not the greatest fan. Yes, if you're doing colorful makeup for photos, but if you're like me and wearing makeup all day because you know you put it on in the morning and then you go to work, I don't know that it's the best thing ever. And this green from the Safari palette is also not my favorite green, murky green ever. It's a little bit patchy. It's not really super bad, but it's not great either. I'm taking the darkest shade here, Matriarch, which is like a plummy brown. It's very dark, but perfect for intensifying the outer corner with these shades. I like how all of these colors are very deep and vibrant. What I'm a little bit surprised by, and I wonder, is since colored Raine often has a lot of focus on darker skin tones, or at least inclusivity of all skin tones, I find, for example, that this green and this blue don't really show up true to color on the eyes, in the sense that they're not that vibrant. They sheer out a little bit, they have a little bit of gray in the base, and I feel like on darker skin tones these would actually show up ashy. But I don't know, this was just a thought of mine when I tried these, because I like very vibrant shades and that was not the case here. I am taking finally Amazon Basin on a dry brush and just applying it on my eyelid. I love this shade, it's just so, I don't know, unique. I don't usually wear cool toned browns at all, but this shade speaks to me. I don't know, I really like it. I saw it for the first time on Kat's channel, Kitsch Snitch, when she reviewed this palette that she had got, and I was convinced that then I needed it as well. And mainly, not for the green, because by now I have so much green in my collection that it's not even necessary, but for these shimmers and metallics that are so beautiful. I'm gonna catch up the other eye and then continue so that you guys don't get too bored. I am going in with a cool toned brown liner. This is from Alchemilla number 02. This is a very hard pencil, but it lasts really well, and it has a very nice, unique point of brown is what I meant to say. It is a bit cooler than the others that I have, and sometimes you just need that. And this brings me to another discussion that I was having in the comments with one of you guys, which was quite interesting to me, was the fact that I said in my project pan and in my shop my stash that I don't want to pan colored cosmetics, like also pencils and liners. And someone told me, well, why don't you want to? Because they're gonna go bad and you're gonna have to throw them away. And that was not the point that I wanted to make. My point was that if I finish something that is a colorful product, and it's maybe the only colorful product in that color that I have, then I'll want to repurchase it, because in my collection what I like to have is one of each color. It is, I don't know, it's something I like because I like to do colorful makeup, so I want to have one of each color. And if I finish something, or let's say a palette or something like that, it's more like I like to have the option to be able to use all of the makeup that I have. So that's why I do a shop my stash rather than a project pan on things like that. I don't know, there is no appeal to me in finishing eyeshadows or powders, especially because I know they have a very long lasting power. I didn't tell you guys, I went with this middle shade Green Valley under my inner corner of my lash line, and now I'm taking Lioness in my inner corner, which is a beautiful, very bright metallic. And yeah, I do think that panning lipsticks, for example, is a good idea, because they do go bad a bit faster, and cream products in general go bad a bit faster. But yeah, I don't know, I don't feel like I want to pan eyeshadows or blushes or eye pencils, because those don't really go bad very easy, very often. What is your thought? Do you pan things, even if I don't know, you like to have them all the time, and that you know that they will not go bad very much? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Today, for a change, I'm not going to use my usual brow pomade, because we talked about it during my project pan. I'm going to try to use my NYX Micro Brow, the one that I have open, and I can't even recognize the side, and apply it. I haven't used a pencil in so long, and honestly, I do like that with the pomade you can make real hair strokes, whereas with this, yeah, you will get a hair stroke, but it's not as pigmented and not as obvious, so you will not get the spiky brow look that I like these days. Sorry, I had to move my mirror, but I'm really incapable of doing my brows so far away. See, it's just a completely different effect. Maybe softer, but also more filled in. Yeah, this definitely doesn't do the same effect as my usual brow routine, but I'm gonna take my dip brow gel again and fill it in. And also, I'd like to know, what do you like in Get Ready With Me? Because I do like to share my life a little bit with you guys, but it's easier for me to do so in my Instagram stories, because yeah, then I'm showing you what I'm doing directly without filming, no, I'm not saying filters, no editing is what I mean. It's like there's no me cancelling out the ums and the uhs and stuff like that. Now that's better. For lashes, I'm gonna use my Project Pan products, my primer and my lash mascara. And yeah, but I do get ready a lot, so it's fun to be here and chit chat. I just find it a little bit lonely maybe, and for you maybe not that interesting, because it's not exactly a tutorial, let's say, because you don't, I don't know, you get less attention on the makeup and more me of talking about different things, and that's why I also always end up speaking about makeup. I don't know. It's always a bit double. But good thing is, talking about personal life, my parents are coming to visit, crazy enough, from Italy. And I haven't seen them since January when we went skiing in Italy, and it's a long time. My camera cut me off at some point, but I was gonna stop anyways to do my cheek products off camera because I'm filming a different video. But I used the Becca, Chloe and Malika palette. This is the light one, the Chloe one. Yeah, and mine crashed and fell and burned, and I've made a video on how I repressed my powders, and not in here, in a different format, and that will be coming up shortly on my channel, so take a look at that. And you can see that you cannot really see a difference between the two sides. One side I use my pressed powders, and one side I use the powders in the palette, but I really like this this palette. It's really, really beautiful. Now for lips, it's a difficult choice. I have a lot of nice new lipsticks. I will not be opening this yet, the Lisa Eldridge Velvet Jazz that I showed you in my haul. I can't. I need to take pictures of that velvety finish first. I can't open it and wear it yet. I was thinking something a bit darker and probably very common for me. I will be using the shade Baudelaire from the Nabla liquid lipsticks. This is the second one I have of this formula, and if you're curious, go check out my brand review for Nabla. I talk about all the products that I own from them, and they're pretty much a full face. Here we go. I think this is so beautiful. I'm gonna take my glasses out of my hair. They are the best hair holder ever. And yeah, that is the finished look. I really love it. I love everything that I used today. Lots of favorites, and the palette is really great. I think if it wasn't for the metallics, don't go buy this palette for the mattes. I do appreciate this really, really dark shade in here, but what really is a showstopper are these five metallics. And I'm even thinking, again, if only they were singles, I would prefer to have them in singles. I'm gonna look if I have similar shades and maybe even do a blog post about it, but it's not that interesting. I think the main thing is the finish of these metallics. It is very, very metallic. And it performs really well. So I think duping it doesn't make sense. If you like these colors, pick it up. Beauty Bay is quite expensive. I think it's at 35 euros. So I don't think it's worth 35 euros. But I bought it at, I don't know, with the change, maybe 28, and maybe it will go on sale. See that, as I mentioned in my haul, I got it from the US, from the Colored Raine website with a discount code, and there was a sale, and in the end I paid $15 for it and $15 shipping, so that was okay for me. Yeah, let me know how your life is going. Let me know if doing makeup helps you with feeling a bit better. I feel already a bit better just because I'm distracted and talking to you guys. So thank you for hanging out with me in this video, and don't forget to subscribe to keep hanging out and see more makeup video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.